Good morning, ACT, and welcome back. Today is the first day of school for the 2021-22 school year, and we are happy you're back. We know that it's going to look a little different again with wearing our masks every day, but we are excited to get you out into job sites and learn job skills. So with that being said, I'm going to pull up my lesson today, and we're going to start by talking about program expectations and what CTP is about, ACT. So I'm going to share my screen. Got to pull it up here. And the first thing that you're going to do when you arrive is check the schedule board. So our schedule board looks like this. So right here is, it'll have the date up on top. This is the site that you'll go to. These are the coworkers you will be going with. Down here, it'll be how are you getting there? And the last thing you'll have on the board is the supervisor that you will be working with. So, like right here, is Miss Chanel. And so that group will be going with Miss Chanel. Raise my circle. So we check the schedule board to see where we're going, who we're working with, who's the supervisor, and how you're going to get there. Get your binder. Your binders will have your names on them, and then you sit at the table with your group. Next slide. So, as I said, today is August 5th, 2021. And we're going to be talking about program expectations. So right now, we're going to go around your group and introduce ourselves. So we have broken off into smaller groups. So the staff will introduce themselves first, and then the students. This is a way we can get to know each other better. So stand up and introduce yourself. I am Suzanne Smith. I am a teacher in the ACT program, and I've been working in ACT since 2005, the Community Transition Program. Now, they might not be with you right now, but here's some other staff that work in our program that you'll meet along the way. This is Allie House. She's one of the teachers in the Community Transition Program. This is Laurent. Chanel Woodard. Vanessa Sawyer. Mark Reynolds. And Arnie Ventura. These are just some of our teachers. We have more than that. So please, when you see a teacher, introduce yourself to them. Now, I want the second year students to introduce themselves first. If you've already been at the ACT program, share your name, that you're a second year student, and what are some things you might have learned from last year. Let these first year students get to know you. Teachers, you can pause the video during the introductions. First year students, please tell us your name, your age, and maybe the school you just came from so that we get to know you better. So in our program, during our morning lessons, we do what's called an anticipatory set. We want you to think back in your memory about some experience to relate it to something that's happening in our classroom. So our anticipatory set today is think back at a time when you started something new. What was the activity you started and how did you feel about starting something new? Please write your answers on your Post-its. So at your desk, there should be some Post-its. Write the activity and how that activity, that brand new activity, made you feel. Pause the video for some time to write your answers. So now you will go around your table with your Post-it and one at a time, read what you wrote on your Post-it. Or you could have drawn it. You could draw the feeling that it made you feel. And then share your answers with your teacher and your coworkers. So the purpose of today's lesson is for the students to learn about the ACT program, the goals, and expectations. What do us teachers expect of you? And these are the two words that we're going over today and tomorrow, vocabulary words. When given vocabulary words, community and employability, students will identify the correct word and definition to use throughout their workday. So we want you to know what community means and employability, and then be able to use those words. So what is the name of the program? You came to a program today, we call it ACT. What does that stand for? Somebody please volunteer to let us know the name of this program. If you put advanced community training for ACT, you would be correct. You also will hear a program called Community Transition Program. CTP stands for Community Transition Program. So what is the goal of the ACT program? So at ACT, our goal is to provide you the learning of employability skills by volunteering in the community. So here's a great picture of our student, Shane, and he is volunteering, and it looks like it's a community food bank or at the community garden, and he is doing composting, which is an employability skill somebody might want. So by volunteering, he is gaining job skills. An expectation we have is that we don't have to tell you every day to do these things. We want you to become prepared to the classroom and ready to work. So when you walk into the classroom, you should, number one, check the schedule. Number two, get your binder, your book, and then find your table and sit with your group. We shouldn't have to tell you this every day. This is your routine that you need to get into. This way, we can start the morning lesson very quickly. We also have behavior expectations, or the 3 Ps, and you'll find these posted in our classroom. It's kind of like our rules. So behavior expectation number 1. Can I have somebody read that? If you said professional, you would be correct. And then we're going to go a lot over what this word professional means. Actually, it's about our whole program right here. So the word professional right here. We have a whole week on what it means to be professional. And here are some examples on this form, like being honest, caring, being a team player. All of these examples up here are ways to be professional in our program. Number 2 right here, positive. We want you to come in the ACT program ready to work. Be positive. Say, I'm ready to go. I got this. I want to learn. Those are some positive attitudes. And the last one right here, participate. Once you get to a job site, we expect that you will participate and do that job. That means start the job, do the job, finish the job. So that's what it means to participate. You can't go sit by yourself and always do what you want to do. You got to participate, listen to the boss, work with your coworkers. All right, so ACT behavior expectations. There will be a quiz on this tomorrow. So remember the 3 Ps, professional. An example would be follow the instructions. Number 2 P, positive attitude, good attitude. Number 3, third P, participate, engaging in all the activities. There might not be something you like to do, but you still got to do it when you're at work. So those are what the 3 Ps mean. Now we have other expectations in our program, and we'll be talking about them down the line. But ACT expects you to do, we do student-led IEPs in this program. That means you will work with your teacher to develop your own IEP and then be able to present that IEP at your meeting. We also will develop and maintain Google accounts or email accounts so that you can have professional emails. Also, we expect socially appropriate behavior in the classroom, community, and on the job. So you're going to keep learning how to be socially appropriate. And you'll hear that word appropriate a lot. That word appropriate means the right behavior. or the behavior that is expected at that job site or in the community. So every week we will be giving you vocabulary words. And why are they important? We want to give you vocabulary words so that you can build a professional word bank. So words are really important in our program. We want you to start using the words you hear during the lesson on your job site. So the words for the week are community and employability. So today's word I'm going to be talking about is community. This is a community-based program. The community transition program. So we're transitioning you from high school, you're no longer a high school student anymore, into the community, into the workforce. So a lot of times we will be using a vocabulary builder worksheet just like this, have you write the words. You could also draw a visual picture of the word so it'll help you remember it. We also want you to know what the definition of that word is, and then to be able to give examples. So today's word is community. Please find a piece of paper and a pencil and write the word community. Now, we have two words here. Which one do you think is the definition of community? Is it people who live and work in Tucson, or how we interact with people around us and at work? If you said or circled this word, this definition, you would be correct. The people who live and work in Tucson. Definition of community. So people you interact with in your life, and then the people we also interact and work with are our community. We build our community. We have a community. So then what are some examples we talk about of community? We said Tucson. We live in Tucson. Tucson's our community. Our ACT program. So as soon as you walk in your door, that is your community too. Every volunteer site we go to is our work community. So I want you to think about that. Every volunteer site we go to is a work community. You also have your family and maybe sports. If you have a favorite, if you play sports, that sports team also becomes your community. Maybe you can even name a couple other communities you belong to. So we said an example of community is your work community. So that means your supervisors and your coworkers are part of your community. Example of community, your school community. That means your classmates, your teachers, any support staff. Those people are part of your community. And your family. If it wasn't for your family supporting you, then you wouldn't be as successful. So an example of community is your family. So when we go into the community, we have community volunteer sites that you go to. So today, our community is those volunteer sites like Team 7, we have Curb Appeal, we have the ACT Art Studio, and we also have a Atoya, which is a garden setting. And we also have our community. One of them today is the ACT classroom. So we always want to give you some examples of that word. So for our closure activity today, I would like you to go around your table or your classroom, wherever you're at today, and introduce yourself. So professionally, I want to say, hi, my name is Suzanne Smith. I'm 55 years old, and I am a teacher in the ACT program. I would like you to go around the room, your room or the table, and make sure that you introduce yourself so that we get better acquainted with who you are. After the closure activity, you are done with the morning lesson. Thanks for watching. Have a great day, ACT.